So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our first Zero episode of Tales of the Mezzorin. Our first episode chronicles the tale of a being by the name Laeroth. Laeroth is one of the Chinyama, a species or a race of beings who have ties with the wild and the Fae within the vast world of the Mezzorin. The Chinyama are known for living isolated and away from the toils of the kingdoms of men and Eldari elves and dwarves and many other of the Dizians of Mezzorin. They keep to themselves in their wild places, and for the most part, they're happy there in their isolation. They travel only when needed, and they're safe from the ne'er-do-wells that would hunt them for sport or perhaps capture them to become slaves. Or even the more unscrupulous types that might actually hunt them for vivisection and study. As there are those out there, and unfortunately far too many of them, that sometimes view beings of the Fae and the Chinyama as lesser beings. But we go into a small town, a small village that rests atop a swamp. And in this town of Machinhar, Laeroth, the animal handler, is currently finishing up chores for the day, putting away reins and feed bags and the various tools that one would use in the stables where the large creatures of various varieties are kept. Mounts and work animals, pack and burden beasts, and a number of other critters that scamper around the Chinyama's feet. And we'll start with him, finishing up for the day. So we'll let Laeroth describe himself and describe what he's doing.
I actually never really thought about what this dude looks like. So he is average in height, I would say. Standing at about 5'8". 5'8" sounds good. His hair is long, a kind of deep blackish green color. With shades of lighter color or lighter green seen when the sun hits it just right. Pointed ears, of course, very elf-like. But the one odd thing about him, well, everything about him is weird, let's be honest here. But he has wings that are certainly interesting, for one. I actually can't remember where I put the sheet that had his wings on it. I really hope I didn't delete that. I can't remember everything I put on him. And I can't find it again.
Are you character sheet?
I didn't put it on my character sheet.
Oh.
Hold on, I think I found it. Nope, that's not it. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Is this it? Nope. What about this? Nope. I'll find it one of these days. Nah, that's not it either. I am a mess and a half. Hold up, is this it? What is this? Aha! I found it!
Hot damn.
Okay, so you had wings, hollow bones, projectile. Alright. How furry do I want to get with this character? So, in every way, he looks more or less human. I've decided to change the elfish ears, even though this picture's got elf ears and like raptor hands. But I'm gonna get a commission later. He's instead has I don't want to say bird-like ears because bird ears are kind of like on the side of their head, but they're pointed and they're feathery, almost kind of sticking off of his head, very kind of large, decorative ways with plenty of brightly colored feathers, as well as his wings. They look very similar to an owl's wings. Other than that, he just looks like a regular human-ish, humanoid in shape. He's currently probably, as was said, putting all of the animals up, giving them like their little goodnight treats and talking to them, saying, "Hey, all did good tonight." A few of the birds, though, have probably either gotten out of their little enclosures or have just been flying around. One has probably landed on his shoulder, finding a kinship in the Birdman. I'm also very tired. My apologies.
You're good.
Yes.
All right. Well, as Laeroth finishes up, and as the birds sort of dance around him and find kinship with him, as he makes his way out of the stables, a shadow sort of looms over him from above, and we are going to get you to go ahead and make a perception test, please. And I would like you to hit your test number of, we're going to say 13. It's your target number.
Okay. I'm guessing tracking and searching does not apply in these cases.
No, it would not. So it would be your standard modifier.
Okay, so it's 3d6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3d6, keep 3. $21.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you 100% know that just looking at the vague outline of the shadow, that you know this is Kiddick, one of your friends from town, somewhat known as a pickpocket, but also as someone who likes to ambush his friends in creative and sort of creative and inventive ways. And today is not necessarily being the most inventive. Perhaps it's an off day for him because you can tell it's him right away. And as he leaps down, if you want to jump out of the way to keep him from pouncing onto your shoulders and driving you down to the ground in a playful way, you can roll your dexterity acrobatics.
Out of all of my stuff, I don't have anything for dex. That's okay.
Do you need it, though? With your friggin' modifier?
Only a +5. It's a 19.
Yeah, you definitely leap out of the way as Kiddick lands on the ground in front of you with his front fangs sort of peering out from his toothy grin. Ah, saw me coming today. Getting better and better.
You act like you're sneaky, but you're really not.
I'm extremely sneaky.
I saw the light glinting off of your fangs from yards away.
Well, I did just get him polished, and he'll rub the back of his head with a smirk. Gotta look good. I hear that your old lady's home. Lady Finnick come back to the inn. Mm-hmm. And he'll waggle his eyebrows.
Ah. Old lady jokes, huh? I suppose. I don't know. I always thought that you, well, were one for kind of going around the stables on your knees and stuff like that, you know?
I mean, it takes all kinds. And I do too, but let's kind of lean forward and smirk at you.
Arch an eyebrow.
Lady Finnick, from what I hear, back in her day, woo-hoo, many a young Chinyama lost their virtue to that innkeeper. You gotta help me get it in. Gotta help me get it in, buddy.
I don't gotta help you do anything.
Yeah, you do. I mean, if it weren't for me, who would be the brains of our outfit,
Who died and made you the brains of the operation? You're a goofball.
Well, I am the smart one of our association thing, our conglomeration, no. Band, no. And he'll stop. I mean, he literally stops in mid-sentence and then just turns his eyes to you, sort of trying to come up with a word with one hand over his mouth as he's thinking.
Kind of arches an eyebrow.
Nothing? Nada?
Huh?
Nothing sticking?
Mm-mm.
And he'll kind of deflate a little bit, lean forward, slouch. So heard anything good from, no, any travelers coming through? Anyone stabling up that's from out of town?
Not that I would tell you.
But why not? I mean, look, if a few gold pieces here and there disappear out of a traveler's coin purse, that's not such a big crime, is it? I mean, that's not really a crime at all.
He'll reach forward and flick his nose.
Ha ha ha! I told you about the nose. Very sensitive. The one thing that I seem to have inherited that was animalish and sensory ability. I can sniff out anything. Like, you smell like bird shit.
Can you smell the crap wafting out of your mouth as you talk? Because I certainly can.
No, I got to be into that years ago.
Huh.
Well, if you've got nothing to offer, I have a little something to offer you.
And that is?
I can't tell you out here in public.
I would say up in the trees, but somebody can't fly.
I can climb. I can climb just fine. I have claws.
Are you sure? You seem more suited to falling, if anything.
He narrows his eyes. Fine. Fine. Why don't we go back to the inn, go back to your private room, and we'll have a little discussion. Maybe on the way there, you could put in a good word with me, with your, is she your warden?
Gonna put an arm around him. Just kind of pull him in real close. Just kind of say, keep it up, and your backside will be looking very, very feathery, my dear friend.
Fine. You a bunch of quills sticking out of my ass. And so he leads you across the. Well, I guess you guys walk together across the way from the stable, or from around the side of the stables, and over towards the large building built around the tree, the inn that you've lived a good portion of your life at. As you walk in, there's, of course, the hustling, bustling sounds of an inn that you're sort of well associated with. You know, the smell and the scent of fermented, sort of like a fermented milk type of drink. That's it's got a good bite to it, but it's very thick and rich in flavor. Very malted down to like a vanilla flavor. It's one of Kittick's favorite drinks. I don't know if it would be Laeroth's or not. But also the scent of like fresh fish that have been pulled out of the swamp and whatnot in the local waterways. So that seems to be the main diet here. Of course, no poultry or mammal of any kind to be found being served up in this neck of the woods for obvious reasons. But as you make your way through, you can ahead and make me another perception roll.
Oh boy. Okay. Will you guys be quiet? It's 9:30. I'm supposed to be asleep. Don't you talk back to me.
The birds have followed Laeroth.
Yes. You mean oh. Here we go. Oh shit. Oh,
no, I was gonna be like, that's not right.
I will get used to this. Wow.
Okay. Nothing really stands out to you out of the ordinary. There's travelers, of course, but they don't really make any impression on you. They all, from what you can see, have animal-like features, and if they're Chinyama, they don't stand out into a crowd. They're part of your people, and they could be from the other villages or as far away as the northern tips of Inithate. But as you make your way up, you'll of course see over in the corner, in sort of like her cordoned off area, amongst her cushions and drapes and whatnot, with a water pipe billowing smoke and several attendants serving her, you see your benefactor, Lady Finnick, who, upon spotting you, she smiles and will wave you over. Rafi, my boy, come sit.
And they will kind of head over there and flop down.
Kittick is going to, he kind of shies away a bit, sort of finding a table just outside of the cordoned off area, as if, oh, look, there's something really interesting over here. As if, I don't know, maybe he were extremely intimidated by this person you've known for most of your life.
I'm gonna arch an eyebrow over toward him. And then look back to her, and then over to them. and then back to her. Still just kind of arching an eyebrow.
What's wrong with your friend?
Oh, he just wants to get in your pants.
Oh, these young ones. I don't know what to do with these pups. So many of them these days. Don't know where they're coming or going, and any hint of anyone that smells good in their general direction, and they lose their little minds. But that's what I like about you, Rafi. You don't concern yourself too much with that. You're a good worker. I'm glad I came across you all those years ago. How did things go in the stables while I was gone?
Everything's been fine. Nothing out of place.
Nothing out of place? Nothing disappearing out of the saddlebags of any of our patrons?
No.
She'll take a long hit off of the water pipe before blowing out a cloud of smoke off to one side, and she'll lean forward. Because I had several notes left from some travelers that were rather cross, saying that they were down about 10 gold pieces each.
I didn't do it.
Anyone that you know that might have done it?
Kind of blinks. Realizes there's not a wits stat on here. So I was gonna fall back on that wits, but no, it's just straight intelligence, and this dude is -1, so he probably won't fucking know. So I'll just, oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, this is gonna be actually worse than I thought. So he'll just kind of nod. Yeah.
So you do know someone that could have possibly been taking things,
Yeah.
Does this person have a name, Rafi? My boy?
Yeah.
He's gonna reach out and sort of scratch the top of his head with the long with clawed fingernails. You want to tell me who that is?
That pin.
You cut out there.
That depends. What's gonna happen?
Well, I suppose that if they were to fess up to it after they were pointed out, I suppose that as long as they could reimburse, they might get away with a few lashes in the public square. If they were to deny it, well, let's just say that they could find themselves in a stockade for quite a while. But that's really wouldn't be your fault, of course. If you told me, that would be on them, wouldn't it? Rafi, you are a good boy. I mean, you've lived here under my roof for so long, and I've made sure that you've had food and clothing and a job. You have a fairly handsome stipend, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Could we possibly go without the lashes, though?
Well, you know I don't make the rules, Rothy. That's not under my jurisdiction. I am just an innkeeper. Maybe I can talk the guards down to less than 5.
What about if the money just sort of popped back up?
If the money were to just show back up, well, that would be kind of a miracle, I suppose. That would depend on whether or not it found its way back into the missing patron, or into the pockets of the missing patrons without them knowing.
It's kind of squints for a moment, trying to think. It's taken a lot out of him. A lot of thinking, probably more than he's done in quite some time.
She's going to take her hand and move it down across his cheek, and then she'll just sort of cut the bottom of his chin so that way she can make him look up at her. Rothy, now, I know you know the difference between right and wrong. And if this person stole, you know that's wrong.
Yeah, of course.
And what happens when we do something wrong? What do we have to face? Remember, it starts with a C.
Consequences.
She'll nod, she'll smile and nod. Right. Now, whoever this person was that stole things would, of course, have to face some consequences. They can't just steal things and get away with it. Can they?
What if I told them not to do it again and the money was returned?
Well, she'll let go and she'll sit back and she just kind of smirks with that casually sort of welcoming, inviting smirk that belies nothing. And she kind of can't tilt her head to one side with a smirk and raises one brow. Well, if you tell me who it is, I won't tell the guards right away. And maybe we can work something out.
What what if they don't though?
If they don't tell the truth?
No, if the people it don't work out well with them.
Well, again, that's not your fault. That's their fault. In which case, we'll take it as we'll escalate it as needed. You remember the word escalate?
nods.
Okay. So we'll take it one step at a time. But I need you to tell me who it is, Rothy.
Kind of frowns. And frowns even more. But I don't want him to get in trouble.
You're such a good friend, Rothy, but I mean, is this the first time that they've done it?
Kind of thinks back.
As you think back, Rothy, probably the first time you've heard about it today.
Kind of slowly nods.
Okay. So clearly they need to learn their lesson or they're just going to keep doing it, right? I mean, what if they were to steal from a magistrate's office? Or what if it was a royal caravan coming through here? They would chop this person's hand off if they caught him stealing. They might kill him, Rothy. If he learns now, maybe we can keep that from happening. But I need your help to help them.
But
She'll stand up and she'll walk over to you, Roth, and she'll sit down and put an arm over your shoulder. Look, I know what you're worried about. Yes, lashes do hurt. They're not fun. And they hurt worse. They hurt worse than anything you could imagine. But they're part of the laws of this village. Remember when you were younger, if you took something that wasn't yours, you got your hand spatted, if you remember. That hurt, but the pain went away, didn't it?
yeah, but lashes are worse.
They are, but they're meant for grown-ups, not children. And I'm going to assume that the person that's stealing isn't a child anymore.
But it'll still hurt.
It will, but only for a little while.
But it'll leave scars, too.
Well, you know our physicians will take care of whoever gets lashed, and scars aren't that bad. And she'll actually sort of turn slightly so you can see her back. And she'll sort of gesture over her shoulder at some of the scars that she has.
Kind of slumps down a little bit more.
And she'll reach down with a hand again and sort of lift his chin up and look him in the eye. Rothy, who is it?
It's, it It might be Kiddick.
She'll close her eyes and she'll nod. And she'll scratch his head. Okay. That's okay. And she'll reach over to her plate, one of the many trays of food that are sat by where she lounges during the business hours, and she'll pick up say a lemon cake, and she'll hand it over to you.
He'll shake his head and not take it.
They're lemon cakes, fresh out of the kitchen, very hot, very warm.
Just kind of shakes his head again.
Okay. And she'll nod, and she'll look over across the bar, and you'll notice someone that you sort of steps forward that you hadn't seen before. And you see another person you know, Senga, one of the town guards. He's about 10 years your senior, but he's always been nice to you, and he's always sort of helped you when you gotten yourself into a bind, and he begins to make his way across the room. He's very similar in appearance and in biology and physiology as you are. Maybe at times, Rothy, maybe you've considered that maybe you are related, distantly, but possibly related. And as he walks over, he'll lean down towards Fennec, and she'll whisper into his ear, and then he'll nod. And then he'll look down at you. Probably hard for you, kid, I know.
Nod, nod.
And he'll make a slight gesture, and you'll notice that a few more other guards make their way up, and there's a slight ruckus as they come up to Kiddick's table, and as they grab him, he, of course, makes the generalized sort of, hey, what, no, I was just drinking, I swear, I didn't take this from anybody's table, oh, come on, as they drag him out of the bar, and Senga will bow to Fennec and begin to make his way out.
His ears are gonna droop so much.
Go ahead and roll me a perception hearing test.
That's a 16.
And you have rolled doubles, so that means you do stunt. And so if you go into the Google Drive, there's a chart in there. And there are some stunts. So you have 5 stunt points. And they're really not going to matter much here, so never mind. As they get him out the door and they begin to take him down the gangplank, or down the walkways, you hear him shout out, Ruff! Help me! Ruff! Someone stoned! There's a stolen pigeon! Save yourself!
He's gonna start heading out there. Oh my god.
And they aren't hurting him in any way, shape, or form. They're being fairly mild with him, as this is not the first time they've caught him. And probably they know it won't be the last. Pardon you.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Oh, shit.
Oops. Okay. So yeah, they have him sort of pretty well in hand, and all they really have is they have him by each, or two of the guards have him by an arm. He's slightly elevated off the ground, so of course his clawed feet are kind of kicking and scraping at the walkways. And yeah, do you make your way up? Do you approach, or do you keep your distance?
Oh, man. I think for now he's just gonna kind of keep his distance.
And sort of as he's being carried away, you hear him just continuing on, just making all sorts of denials for all sorts of crimes, because he doesn't know what he's been picked up for. He doesn't know what he's been pinched for. But he's along the lines of like, look, I don't know how that Price's vase went missing. I don't know how it ended up in my hut. I don't know how it ended up in the market. I didn't have anything to do with it. I definitely didn't have anything to do with that cart robbery like 3 weeks ago. It wasn't me. Come on, guys. And this continues on for a while as they take him off into the distance towards the towards the stockades. And yeah, you're just kind of left there, standing. And it's at about that time that you hear some footsteps behind you. You see a woman sort of walking, and she stops like about 7 feet back from you with her arms crossed. You don't know who she is. You've never seen her before, but she definitely looks like someone that lives within this general nest of villages. That was fairly dramatic, wasn't it?
His ears and wings just kind of droop.
She sort of pants her head to one side with kind of a snap. Very avian-like when she does it. What's wrong with you?
Just more droop.
Stalker got your tongue?
No.
And she'll look at in the direction of the stockades and look back at him. All that production that just went on have something to do with you?
Even more droop.
As you droop, a little reptilian sort of reptilian swamp creature, about the size of like a bird. It's got like these fluttering insect wings and little horns, and sort of like a little maw that's used for latching onto things and sucking out blood. It starts to flutter around you, sort of going in for your feathered ears and whatnot. And as it gets close and maybe you wave it off, there's a sudden sound, and you hear a little sound and then a funk. And just past your head, you feel sort of like this whiz, and you feel the little reptile go with it. And as you look at the nearby lamppost, you see a quilled feather impale pink one impaling that little bug reptile into the lamppost.
It kind of arches an eyebrow.
She'll look down at him.
Was there a reason for that?
Well, and she'll walk over and pluck the feather out, sort of just toss it into the water, and she'll look at the dead little reptilian, and she'll kind of sniff it, and then she'll put it into her little side pouch and make a good snack later.
Fair enough, I suppose.
So, if I had to guess from what I just saw went down and the reason you look so glum, you just ratted somebody out, didn't you?
Don't know how, but they are drooping even more than before.
You know what they say, there's no honor among thieves. And I'm sure you did what you had to do to protect yourself. Shouldn't worry about it too much. You're the one standing out here, and he's the one that's going to the stocks. Why are you so worried about it?
He's a friend.
Oh. So you want to get him out of his predicament, do you?
Squint.
You know, those stockade locks are pretty easy to pick if you have the right know-how.
Squint intensifies even more.
I could help you get your friend out. Guards would never even notice he's gone until probably tomorrow morning. By that time, maybe he can get far enough away from here that he doesn't have to worry about being hauled out in front of everyone and being whipped 5 or 6 times.
Squint. Who put you up to this?
Who put me up to it? And she'll place a hand on her chest. I'm just someone trying to help out one of my fellow Chinyama. That's so strange.
Yeah, because not a few minutes ago you were talking about no honor amongst thieves.
A sharp little boy you are. And she'll ruffle your head, your hair. Well, it just so happens that I need to be in 2 places at once tonight. I could use someone to help me, and it looks like your friend, the town pickpocket, is no longer up for a job. Want to take his place?
I'm not any good at that stuff.
You don't have to be good. Can you get into a point that's fairly high up?
Just kind of ruffles his feathers a little bit.
I'd do it myself. And she sort of shrugs, and what you thought might have been a cloak actually looks, now upon closer inspection, looks kind of like a wing. I only have one.
I guess.
I need you to go and grab a little something for me and just hang on to it for a while. I'll get your friend out.
How do I know you won't turn around and I don't know, no honor amongst thieves, right?
Well, I suppose we could seal this little deal with some coin. How does 10 silver pieces sound?
I have no idea how much that is, OC. Oh, God.
It's 1 gold.
I still don't know how much. Like, we could be talking about like vanilla WoW 1 gold, or we could be talking about like what current expansion are we in?
BFA.
BFA 1 gold. It's like one is like $1 million and the other one is like a penny.
10 silvers. 10 silver is pretty acceptable for a job like this. You get maybe 10 silvers a month out of your stipend from working the stables.
Ah, okay. So he nods.
Okay, then. So there's a temple about 4 miles outside of this little village. And it's been abandoned for a little while. And I just need you to go in there and grab a little disc off of a pedestal. I've done my research. I don't think there's any traps in there. So I think you'll be okay on that front, but it's just up somewhere where I can't get to it. So what do you say?
Okay.
And she'll thumb out 5 silver and hand it over. Half now and half when the job's done.
Fair enough.
I'll help your friend.
He
And
nods again.
she'll sort of pull her hood forward a little bit, and she'll look at you before she begins to walk her way down towards the stockades, whistling as she goes. So, is Laeroth ready to go to this temple?
Yep.
Okay. So, you follow the directions that this woman gave you. And as you travel through the thick vegetation and some of the more unused paths, you pass through areas with large mushrooms and whatnot, and you eventually come up to the temple. And it's pretty much just looks like a hollowed out ancient tree that stands about 100 feet high. There's a large opening that's probably about 10 feet high by about 6 feet wide. That's arched. And you can see little bits of light sort of coming in, the fading light of the day, sort of illuminating the inside of the temple, and it looks overgrown, and what used to be fountain pools look like they've sort of glossed over with thick algae and lily pads and whatnot. Do you go inside?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and roll me your perception again. Just your passive perception.
Oh boy. Okay. Um, notice I had 12.
Everything looks to be fairly placid. You can see some of those annoying reptilian sort of bloodsuckers sort of fluttering around and dancing over the water. You see some glowflies, which are like these large beetles with bioluminescent abdomens, dancing around and sort of flashing and strobing and whatnot, kind of giving this this whole area kind of like this weird bioluminescent illumination. But as you go in, you notice that sort of suspended by what looked to be about 4 chains off of like a dais is a platform about 3/4 of the way up the tree. And I need to roll this thing's stealth.
Bum, 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 bum.
3d6. All right, go ahead and roll your stealth or your perception.
Oh boy. Perk again?
Yeah, just your perception, yeah.
Wow. Okay, just getting worse as the night goes on.
All right, it's going to get a +1 on a sneak attack on you. As silently out of the water, this pops out.
Well then.
It's a giant frog.
Well then.
3d6. And it misses, because I know you have a hell of a high defense.
Actually, I have no idea what my defense is.
Your defense is 15.
Oh wait, this shit's on my sheet, isn't it? Yep.
So yes, coming out of the water, it completely goes unseen, and you wouldn't have even noticed it until this large sort of chomping maw just snaps shut about 3 inches just behind your wings. Just like you hear this as like as the jaws snap shut. And what it thought was going to be a fairly quick and easy meal. And so now it's we're into initiative, and you can fight back.
Definitely am. Oh boy.
It makes this loud.
Rude ass little.
Oh, it's not little. It's bigger than you are.
Nah. It's little now. Attack roll 36 plus 5. Did I do it right?
Yeah, you're using your missile weapons. Yes.
Yes. But should that? Does it go off at? Oh, that should probably go off at accuracy.
Yeah, it's your accuracy. So
Yep,
you have a passive 3.
Yeah, but I also have missile weapons for my
Yep.
focus and my profession.
Right. So your or proficiency. So you
Yeah.
have a grand total of 3d6, and then you add a modifier of 5.
Okay. +5. Okay, so I did do it right. It is 5. Look
Yep.
at me. Did I get it?
16. That is, what is this thing's defense? That's a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I really crappy damage, but my wings do what they can. Is that a bug on my wood? Oh no, I got a 5.
5. Okay. So you fling out these quills out of your feathers, and they slam into. They sort of do this flip, 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 like 5 of them across the hide of this of this giant frog, and it draws a little bit of blood. You see some like green liquid hitting or starting to flow out from the skin where it was pierced, and it is going to. It is going to tongue lash. And it misses as its tongue comes lashing out at you and just flies on past, knocking over some old, rotted out benches. However, you notice that when it hits those benches, they explode into splinters.
Oh, less evil laughter and more uh-oh, but air superiority. Does a 10 do it? Probably not.
No, that's a miss.
Air superiority failed me today.
Are you trying to jump up into the air?
No, I wasn't trying to jump up into the air. I was just
Trying
making
to smack it.
Yeah, with my quills again. But didn't do the worksies. It's okay though.
Right, well, it's going to try and hit you with its tongue again.
Disgusting.
That is a 15. And it's just enough to hit.
Disgusting.
All right, so now we are going to roll contested strength might tests against each other.
I am very scared.
So roll 3d6 and your passive strength, or well, 3d6 plus your strength modifier. And we'll see if this thing has you grappled or not.
This is gonna not be fun. What is my strength? Oh, snap.
It has a 12.
Just need to beat a 12. Come on. Come on.
So this tongue hits you. It doesn't do any damage, but it hits you, and it sticks to you. And for a moment, there's maybe that come to Jesus moment where you realize that you're not so dim-witted that you don't know how a frog eats. And that frog is about the same size to you compared to maybe a small bird. So it could pretty easily eat you if it wanted to. And you were slowly drawn forward before it, the purchase it had on you kind of was lost, and the tongue sort of rolls back up into its mouth. And it lets out a...
Ugh.
And it's your go.
Ugh. An 18.
Oh yeah, that fucking hits.
Air superiority. Wow, really? That's a whole 3.
Okay, whittling it down. You know, you throw some more feathers into it. You know, 3 more, and it makes a little sound as you do that. Doesn't seem to enjoy it,
I don't enjoy it either.
and it's gonna whip out its tongue at you again. That is a 16 with 6 stunt points. Jesus.
What the?
Well, anytime you roll doubles in Fantasy Age, you get stunt points. Essentially, you stunt. And the third dice, which if we were playing in tabletop would just be a different colored dice, is your stunt dice. And that stunt dice is 6.
It's okay, I didn't choose life today anyway. Alright.
Alright, so first off, let's make our contested strength rolls.
Oh man, the thing I'm not really good at.
That'll be the 13.
Oh, how the tables turn.
The tables have turned. So, with 6 stunt points, it's going to use the stunt lightning attack twice, which allows it to have a second attack. It takes 2 turns for it to pull you into its mouth. And that's what it does. It pulls you into its mouth. That tongue comes out. It hits you, locks directly onto your chest, and then just lightning fast whips you back in, and its mouth just... And you're now in dark, wet, really awful smelling awfulness inside its mouth. And you are going to take 1d6. Are you wearing any armor?
No. So you might have holes in the wall. Thank you, Becca. No, I do not have... Well, no, I have an armor of 3.
Okay. So this halves your armor, so...
It's a whole 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole 1.
Wonderful. I guess it's better than, a whole 0.
Yep, so take 5 damage.
It's not so bad.
And now that you're inside its mouth, you take a -3 to every action.
That's not so cool.
Yep.
Wait.
But you can still attack from inside. If you want to.
Yeah, I'd like to get out. That'd be nice. So I guess I'm at a +2 then, since it's only -3. Still better than nothing. It's a 15.
That hits.
It better be super low, because honestly, I'm inside of it. Don't like this. It's awkward. Just imagine, being in the stomach of, a creature and then just, honestly failing your roll and not being able to hit it. When literally anywhere you stab, you could hit it. Talk about some bad luck. That's 8.
Ooh. I want to say that if you get more than... if you get 10 or more on any damage roll, it's going to spit you out real quick.
I've had to pray for 2 5s or 2 6s.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to take 2 more damage, 1 more d6 of penetrating damage as the stomach acid begins to try and digest you.
Ew.
So that is 3 more.
I don't like it.
And
Not
it's your
good.
turn again.
$16.
That is, and you have 4 stunt points.
Now I actually gotta go and open the Google Drive. Okay. It was in the book, right?
Mm-hmm. It's in the book under combat stunts.
No, that's magic. Those character options. Rewards, basic rules, combat actions,
I actually have a
combat stuff.
link in the
Combat
Google chat.
Okay. So I have how many again? 4?
You have 6 stunt points.
Oh.
You have a lot of stunt points there.
Well,
So basically, any combination of what you see there, you can use. Plus, as long as it equals up to 6 or less. But if you notice down at the bottom of that chart, there's a little thing down there, a 5-point stunt.
mm-hmm. The lethal blow, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rest of them don't really help.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah.
Well, if you do 10 damage, you can also use skirmish to get a decent amount away from it.
As if I do. I'll just do lethal blow.
Okay.
So I'll hopefully do. Yeah. You know what? I'll do skirmish too. That just one. Because I'm probably, hopefully, with 46, I'll get it at least a 10. And I can use that last one to get knocked back. So that's a 17.
Oh yeah, that fucker spits you out. Just like
Good
as
luck.
you get spat out and you're just covered in like this sheen of now bloody bile. And it stinks even worse out in the open air where there's a good airflow because now you can actually breathe in. It stinks worse than it did inside. And like you look down like around the floor around you where it's spat out and you like see like half digested pieces of, you're not really sure what. You see a few pieces of armor which have seen better days. You see like a clawed, maybe a Chinyama hand of some kind that's like all white and mushy, sort of bloated.
Ew.
Gelatinous almost. And it goes as it's bleeding quite heavily from the mouth at the moment. And I'm going to say that it's not in any condition right now to attack you, so you have another attack.
Sweet. Do I still have that -3 penalty?
No. You're out of its mouth.
That's 14.
That hits.
6.
So 6 more of your feathers slam into it. And it's not looking so hot. It's now bleeding from the mouth, and there are multiple scales and parts of its skin that are torn open that are bleeding, and it's going to make one last croak before it starts to move like it wants to jump back in the water. It's finally had, like, you can tell from the way it looks like it's like, fuck this.
Bitch, who you think you is? You about to run away? Oh.
I believe the term is don't start what you can't finish.
Yeah, something like that.
You gonna kill this bitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
That's a hit.
That's a 9.
How do you do it?
Oh, yes. How crazy can I get with this thing?
It's dead. It's super dead. So, however you want to take this thing out, its back is turned to you as it's trying to waddle its way back into the water after this whole ambush thing did not go the way it planned. So it's up to you.
Okay. We get a little crazy with this, but oh well. So Laeroth will kind of fly into the air with one powerful gust, or I guess flap, of his wings, and kind of jump over towards right above the frog's head. From there, he will simply fall with his feathers pointed downwards directly at the back of the frog's neck, letting gravity bring him and his razor sharp wings right down onto the back of the frog's neck, plunging in and severing the. Do frogs have vertebrae? Yeah, I'm pretty sure frogs have vertebrae.
Yeah.
Yeah, severing the vertebrae and not really slicing its neck because it's pretty big, but not a lot of coming back from that. Then he will kind of proudly stand up on top of the frog, try to brush some of the goop off with a hand, which is probably not the best idea, but we never said this guy was smart. And then kind of, pull his wings out, however far they went. Kind of try to then just shake himself off like a dog or a wet bird.
So this is like wrestling as you ruffle out your feathers to get this gunk off of him, and it does get a little bit of it off, not a lot, but a little bit, because this stuff is kind of like a gel almost. Like you're gonna need a bath to get this stuff off, but like the burny bits you can shake off just fine. All you've got really is just the dry and gelatinous stinky bits, the sticky parts. As this thing's legs kick a few times, they're next to you before it slows down until it just kind of lays there, and blood just kind of seeps out of its large gullet into the pool to your right. And yeah, that's it's dead. All's quiet.
Not so tough are you now, you nasty ass little frog.
And as you say that, a lot of the little bloodsuckers, they swarm the carcass. Probably about close to like 12 of them, just landing either in the pool of blood or latching onto the skin, and they flutter around and buzz about, sort of these half little blood flies doing their thing.
Ew.
So yeah, there's this platform up there.
Yep, gonna head up on there.
All right, so you fly up onto the platform, and it's just basically this big dais. It's about 10 feet in circumference, and there's old books lying on it that have been weathered. Like the roof to this temple was open, so like books and parchment, they're all pretty much in various states of disrepair, but they're all unsalvageable. They've got moss growing on them or mold or whatnot. You do see what looks to be the bones of a canine featured Chinyama with like the digigrade joints, like ankle joints and claws, and a canine sort of canine-ish mouth. Like the muzzle doesn't quite come out to that full extension because it's very humanoid, but it does extend out. You can see like the long incisors and the multiple sharp teeth. It definitely make it look more like a Chinyama than a person. And what looked to be like these faded green robes that it was wearing. It looks like it's clutching on to, well, a disc in in like two of its bony, sort of mummified hands. You see that there's something it's clutching on to.
Well, I've got a bad feeling about this, but he certainly doesn't, so he's just going to reach forward and grab it.
Roll me your perception just before you grab it.
Yep, that's what I was... was reading something. It's 5%. 13.
So you don't get a good look at whatever sort of, you see this sort of shimmering apparition sort of standing there as you near the body, almost standing over the body, almost protectively, and you get hints of green, like dark forest green and lighter like turquoises, or like lavender greens, almost like cloth sort of flapping in an unseen, unfelt wind, and like green strands of hair, and you can almost make the figure out, but when you try and focus on it, it disappears. But you just hear your name whispered just as your hand comes close to the desiccated corpse.
I'm gonna kind of squint and look around.
There's nothing you can see, just you and the corpse.
He's gonna slowly reach out towards it again.
All right. When you pull it away, or the hands away from the chest, what you see is a disc. It's about 3 times as large as a coin. So it's about it's like a handful of a disc. But it's got these got 11 like teardrop shaped rubies encrusted into it, and these glowing gems. They're not really glowing, but they sort of luster in the light. What you know as fire sapphires, which are not the rarest gemstone in the world, but they fetch a pretty penny. You could probably get about 100 silver each for those, just for the eyes alone. The rubies probably easily worth 100 gold pieces apiece.
Damn. Well, he got what he was needed.
Does he pick it up?
Yeah, if nothing else creepy's gonna happen.
It's funny you should mention that.
Jinxed myself.
As you grab a hold of it, you feel a searing burning, like you've just literally grabbed a hold of a molten piece of metal out of a forge.
Oh man, I'm gonna pull his hand back.
When you pull your hand away, the disc, your fingers won't release it.
To the water.
And that pain is going right up your arm. Do you just jump?
No, he's just gonna stick his hand in the water.
Well, you're up on the dais. You're about 75
Oh,
feet above the ground.
shit. Then yeah, he's just gonna. Whee! He's got wings. I mean, he's gonna fly down, but essentially it's just like a dive bomb, like right to the edge, so he can stick his arm in.
All right, so you jump in, and as you hit the surface of the water, you go right through because your bones are sort of meant for that. As you just like, actually, you know what? Go ahead and make me
Oh,
dex test. Give me. I want a target number of I'm gonna say 16 to land this without much of a fuss.
okay. Wow.
Ouch.
Wow.
You don't hit the like the concrete walkways or anything, but you do hit that water more of in a belly flop than a dive. So for a moment, that burning pain in your hand is secondary to just the burning on your face and chest and stomach. And as you do you open your eyes in the water?
I probably should, yeah, because there's probably gonna be stuff around there just waiting to eat me.
Well, there's another one of those frogs down there, and it's like doing its thing. And then when you open your eyes, it looks up at you, and you look up at look down at it, and it just like for all you can tell, it just makes like this gurgling sound as it swims the other way because you came crashing down in that water and you scared the shit out of it. Um, but that pendant in your hand still burning and still very much your hand cannot let it go.
Just gonna keep flailing the hand around, trying to, let go or ease the pain.
And yeah, you're flapping around, you're flinging left and right and center. Go ahead and give me a dex roll to try and get that thing out of your hand.
Dex, that thing I am actually kind of good with. I got a 15.
You fling it around and it's just not going anywhere. It's like it's almost like glued into your hand. And as you're holding it, you just kind of hear this whisper.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
And the water seems to evaporate around you. The world becomes quiet around you. And you're sort of standing on the edge of a large branch that overlooks your home village. And you look down there and you can see the goings on. You can see Kiddick being taken out to the whipping post. You can see people standing around. You can see Finnick sort of looking around as though she possibly might be looking for you. And then from the center of that whipping post, a cascade, like a ring of fire, just rolls outwards, just billowing up smoke in this concentric ring. just ashing everything that it touches. And you watch as everything burns. You watch, friends and loved ones. Well, maybe just friends, acquaintances, people you've known, people you maybe have no ill will towards. Maybe some you do, whatever the case may be. But you watch them all as they're engulfed in these flames, and they're burning and screaming out in this chorus of bestial and humanoid cries of anguish. And you hear a language, the likes of which you've never heard before, speaking. And it just echoes in your head, and every time you hear it, you feel colder and colder, and yet somehow the burning in your hand gets worse and worse and worse. And it almost seems like this disc wants to be in the center of your village, as if it wants you to take it there.
Man, that does not sound good.
And then everything stops. The disc falls to your feet. Your hand, no damage on it, still tingling with a sensation of pain. But the vision, the sounds, they're all gone. And all that's left is the memory of it and the sounds of this temple.
It's really creepy. Really creepy. Really shouldn't bring that to the village.
Boy. Hear a voice inside your head.
Squints and looks around.
Boy! Down here.
Looks down.
And you see the disc. Pendant just laying there.
I'm gonna nudge it with a foot.
Boy. I hunger. Take me to that village of yours.
Why? So you can eat everybody?
Yes.
No.
Pick me up, boy.
No. You just keep calling me. No. I have a name.
What is your name?
Why?
What is your name?
Why?
Why the boy? Pick me up and take me to your village.
No.
Pick me up and take me to your village. Please.
Just gonna kind of squat down. Like, not close to it, but, just kind of squat down and look at it. Just go, no.
I am very hungry. Take me to your village.
Yeah, I get that you're hungry, but I don't think you seem to understand that I'm telling you no. I have people in that village that are my friends, and even so, I don't get down with like mass murder.
But I'm very hungry. I've been locked away for a very long time.
Yeah, well, we can get you like some leaves or some like livestock.
What sort of vegetarian bullshit is that?
Hey, I am rude.
Why pick me up? Why?
No.
Why pick me up?
What are you gonna do if I don't?
Terrible things.
Like what?
For starters, you will look into the eyes of death. And the little fire sapphires sort of twinkle. Any
See,
moment now, my death stare will overwhelm you, and you will find the life drained out of your body. Any moment now,
two things.
any moment now.
Two things, little buddy. One is that if you were to do that and you were to drain the life out of me and I were to die, then you'd still just be stuck here. Uh,
I realize that now.
yeah. And two, see, I understand I am not a very smart man, but what I do know is I know animals. And you see, when animals become very, very hungry, they are not able to do a lot of things. So, if you're saying that you are very, very hungry, probably means that you are weak and unable to do, well, much. So, I really don't think you're gonna do anything.
You feel the sudden flap of like someone's hand just smack across the back of your head.
Ah!
Ah, yes, behold my power.
Really? A head slap? I have dealt with worse.
Perhaps I will do 2 slaps to the head, boy.
And if you keep it up, I'm gonna kick you down into that water and you're gonna get eaten by the frog.
Go ahead and give it a try. See how it works out.
Alright. I'm gonna just kick him into the water.
Set him up! And he goes under the water. However, when it gets 10 feet away from you, like it sinks down and it kind of disappears, or it doesn't really disappear, but it gets down into that water. As it gets about 10 feet away from you, you suddenly feel a searing pain go through your entire body. And you notice, if you look at your hand, there is a glowing glyph now. It wasn't there before.
I don't think this dude is smart enough to put 2 and 2 together, though. I
There's
really
a lot of
don't.
trial by error.
So he'll just kind of sit there and like shove his hand under the water again.
The pain actually decreases a little bit as you get closer because it's now settled on the bottom of this pool. The pain decreases a little bit as you get closer to the pendant.
He honestly just thinks it's the water, so he'll pull his hand back out again.
And it burns.
He'll stick his hand back in the water. And then, as he pushes his arm further in and he realizes, hey, the closer I get to this thing, the less it burns. And so he'll slowly lift it back up again, just a little bit, back out of the water, and then
Pain.
and slowly back in again. And just kind of sighs and dives into the water.
Come back for me.
So he'll realize he doesn't have anything to grab this guy with. He doesn't want to get seared into his palm again. Then he gets about like halfway back up. Then he stops. And then he just looks down at his clothes and he rips like a piece of his clothes off. Dives down, grabs the pendant with his clothes, or like with the ripped off scrap, and then will kind of shimmy, wiggle, wing flap his way back up to the surface.
And you hear this. Oh my god, there's so much water in here!
It was a pond. What did you expect?
Oh! That was awful! Don't do that again.
You told me to kick you into the water.
I didn't think you'd actually do it.
You told me to do it.
Oh my god, I traded the druid for you.
You what?
I traded the druid for you. The druid up there was my previous wielder, and it was trying to get rid of me. We had a bit of a falling out, and it died. And now you're my keeper. And I traded him, who he was very, very annoying, very sanctimonious. Traded him for you.
I don't know what that word means.
Oh. Oh, this is going to be a thing now, I suppose.
What sanctimonious mean?
High and mighty.
Why couldn't you just say high and mighty?
Because sanctimonious sounds better.
Yeah, but honestly, what's the point of having it sound better if the person you're talking to doesn't
Because I am a
understand what it means?
Devar of high standing. Ish.
Obviously not. You've just been chilling in a temple and you're really hungry. You're probably not all that high standing. You're probably pretty low on the totem pole.
You don't know where on the totem pole I sit.
Probably pretty low to the totem pole. Because, I mean, if you were really high up, then other people probably would have heard about you or known about you and then come to get you for your
My
power.
followers are, I'm sure, out there combing the countrysides for me. They're probably just looking in the wrong place because that druid put them on another scent.
No, I mean, considering how decayed the body was, you've probably been here for a while. Which means you probably just don't have any followers.
Oh, crap baskets.
Like I said, I'm not a smart person, but at least I understand. Like, you know, I understand how a body decays, and you know it takes time. I understand the simple stuff like that, buddy.
We are in both a very bad situation that neither of
No,
us wants to be in.
not the both of us. It's just you.
Well, see, here's the thing. If you take me close to those you care about or other beings, I will drain the life force out of them.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
See, because if you try to do that, then I'll just never leave here.
That won't do. What about people that you don't know? Any compunctions on their slow and inevitable deaths?
What if you just drain a little bit out of everyone?
Because that would take a really, really long time, and we would have to get around a lot of people. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a bit of a Devaric relic.
I have no idea.
Do you know what a Devara is, boy?
No.
Oh. Do you know what a demon is?
Just kind of scratches behind his ear. One of those things from like down under, right?
More or less.
Oh. So you're like a tunnel grubber.
No.
Yeah.
I'm a Devara lord who happened to have been sealed away inside this little seal, and in order for me to go out, I have to take the lives of 11 individuals, and then I will be free.
Are you sure you're a lord, though?
I used to be.
See, you used to be. So are you now back at like what did you call yourself? Like a Deva?
Devara.
Okay, well, are you like a Devara peasant now?
There's no such thing as a Devara peasant.
Well, I guess you're one.
You feel another smack to the back of your head.
He just kind of rubs the back of his head again. First of all, that's very rude. Second of all, don't hate me because I'm talking about the truth. You should be proud you're the first of your kind. You peasant.
Okay.
Also, I probably should be more concerned about you, like, killing 11 people and getting out, but honestly, since you don't really seem all that powerful, and I guess since, like, nobody knows about you either, it means you're probably just not that powerful. So if you were to, like, kill 11 people and get out, probably wouldn't have that much of an impact on the world.
You're not very familiar with demon sealing, are you?
Do I look like someone?
Okay, yep, stupid question.
You're not very bright either, are you?
It's been a really long time, okay? Can you cut a Devara a break?
He'll just reach down with like 2 fingers, just kind of pat on the top of the skull.
Hey, hey. Damn it.
You need a hug?
Maybe. No!
He'll just kind of pick the pendant up and just kind of gently like press it against its chest in a hug, and then let it go.
Ah!
It's okay, my little Devara peasant.
Okay, first off, we need to have a name basis with each other. What is your name? Because I don't think Y or boy is your name.
See, but what'll happen though if I give you my name? If you're this big bad.
I will have something to call you by.
Fair enough. I'm Laeroth.
Okay, Learoth. I am Kershaw. Lord Kershaw. I was once a general of Devara Legion. I controlled the 9th Legion of Rakshasa Shamblers, and I brought death and devastation to the enemies of Lady Araman.
Yeah, but you're a peasant now.
Okay, that's true for now.
Ah, you just said it's true.
God damn it. Okay, listen.
I don't have to listen to you. You're a peasant.
Feel another smack. This one a little bit harder on the back of your head.
Stop! Are you in the water again?
Just listen to me, okay?
Yeah, what's up?
So, you're not going to take me back to your village to drink, consume your people, right?
No.
Okay. And I think you have some qualms about murdering people, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me make a little deal with you. I will help augment your abilities by a little bit, make you stronger, if you can get me to a goddamn infernal magi to get me unbound from you.
I don't know. You seem pretty nice to talk to.
And there's like 2 or 3 more slaps in quick succession to the back of your head.
He's gonna throw him back in the water.
And then there's the burning sensation again.
Yep, and he's just gonna stick his hand underneath there, underneath the water. And so he'll stay that way for about 5 minutes, and he will painstakingly, he will write letters, or not write letters. He'll just draw like 1/2/3/4/5/6/7/, and then when it hits 5 minutes, he'll just kind of slide back into the water, grab him, and come back up.
From the nose, a little spurt of water, just a little stream of water comes out. Ah!
Are you gonna behave?
Are you?
I've been behaving. Every time you're mean to me, I mean back. You start it, though. He will take 2 fingers and just kind of pat on the top of the skull's head again.
Stop that! It's very undignified.
Yeah, I understand. A lot of people like to rub my head too.
Uh, Listen, we got off on the bit of the wrong foot, okay? Let's just go from here, and we'll find ourselves a magi, however you pronounce it these days, and we'll get separated. And I'll see to it that once I'm freed, you're properly rewarded.
See, what happens if you're free, though?
I mean, I go back to being a full-fledged Devara, hopefully rebuild my minions. I noticed that your village was not very well defended, right?
Squint.
Open and whatnot. What if I promise to build a wall around your little village there? A nice defensive sentry wall.
I don't really think we need a wall.
I'm going to build the greatest wall for you if you help me out.
Like I said, though, I don't really think we need a wall.
What about a house? Would you like your own house? A mansion?
No, I don't really need a mansion.
What would you like, then, Laeroth?
Nothing, really.
What about gold? I know that some of my vaults are still intact because I haven't felt the seals on them broken. I could make you wealthy beyond your wildest dreams.
I have all the money that I need, really.
But you could have so much more.
Yeah, but what would I do with it?
I don't know, buy things? Perhaps better clothes?
I just kind of look down at his clothes. These are very nice.
You look like a peasant.
I'm the stable master.
Well, what if you owned your own stable? What if it was your stable?
Eh?
Wait, you work at a stable. Do you like animals, Learoth?
Yeah.
I happen to have in my stronghold quite the menagerie.
Yeah, but they're all probably dead by now.
No. See, my stronghold is kept alive and well and somewhat in a state of stasis by magical glyphs. My servants are all still alive. They're just simply unable to leave my crown realm.
Sounds like a pretty crappy way to live.
Now they have everything they need there. They don't need to eat or sleep or drink.
Yeah,
they're
but they
there.
also can't live.
They are living. They're going about their daily business, I'm sure.
You just said they were in stasis, though.
It means like they're not aging. They're not decaying. They're kept in the way that they were from the moment they stepped in. It's a very nice place. It's sort of eternal.
Hell?
No. There aren't actually any... Well, there are some flames. I do have quite the large hearth. You know. Hearth, however you want to pronounce it, depending on where you are. But there's... I have a menagerie, stocked full of creatures and beasts of a curious sort. Certainly that entices you a little bit.
Not too much.
Perhaps you would like a little pet fey dragon. Those went extinct in this realm some time ago.
Yeah, but...
The great Devar lord that I am cannot deny the fact that they are adorable.
He'll gently like tap on the forehead this time of the skull and say, "Peasant, peasant."
I am not a bloody peasant. I am merely a lord who is held captive in this.
You admitted you were a peasant, though, and honestly, you must not be that great of a lord, because it doesn't look like you've had any friends come and like try to get you out either. In fact, were they the ones who put you in here?
No. That damnable druid and his adventuring friends put me in this.
Why? Were you being mean?
Not necessarily, no. I was being a Devara. I was making pacts with people, and some of those people couldn't make good on their pacts, so of course I collected, as I am entitled to do. I'm sure you understand the concept of lender-debt relationship, yes?
Phoenix tried to teach me, but I've never really understood it.
Okay, I give you something without you giving me something back in return. Not as a gift, but I'm lending it to you, yes?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, in the terms of money, or in the ideas of, like, say, in terms of a Devara pact, I'm giving them power up front, right? Power that they can use for whatever they want. But they have to give me something in return. That's an agreement. You understand trade, yes?
Uh-huh.
Well, when they aren't able to give me back those things that they promised me, I'm allowed to collect what is called collateral. Collateral is something that you put up to borrow against. In this case, their eternal souls.
It sounds like a bit much for just some power.
Well, a Devar can offer a wide range of power when they're not sealed away inside of a stupid magical holy seal.
Tap, tap.
You know, for you, that sounds like tap tap, but in here, it sounds like an echoing roar of thunder.
Do you need a friend?
Maybe if we were friends, would you take me somewhere where I could possibly get out of the seal?
I don't know. Usually if things are put into seals, they're in there for a good reason.
That's not the case this time. Do you understand what prejudice is, boy? I mean, Laeroth.
No.
When someone hates you just because you are what you are.
Yes.
Okay. People dislike Devara because some of us a long time ago did some pretty bad things. But it's been almost 100,000 years since that time, and I like to think that I've perhaps changed, reformed a little. I don't have sacrifices made to me like some of my brethren. I stopped that almost 20,000 years ago.
Yeah, but you said you were taking eternal souls.
Well, that's what they offered me if they couldn't pay.
See, that just sounds like kind of like the last ditch offer. I'm pretty sure some of them offered other stuff
Well, they
first.
did, but that's what they were borrowing against were their souls. I made it very clear that if they couldn't pay me what they agreed upon, that I would take their soul.
And what was the agreed upon stuff?
It varied from individual to individual. One person was supposed to erect a very powerful monolith in my honor, and things fell through. I guess he didn't quite get enough money out of the whole thing, and my monolith was only half complete by the time that we agreed upon, and I was like, well, Jarok, this is not acceptable. I have to collect. And he was like, oh, no, please don't collect me. I have a wife and kids. And I'm like, well, I have mouths to feed as well. And now I've put out power and gotten nothing in return, or half of something in return. So I had to unfortunately take his soul.
What mouths do you have to feed?
Oh, my own mostly, but some of my minions and underlings that require power of souls. It's a whole familiar thing. I don't know how to get into it. Summoned spirits of an infernal sort.
I mean, do you have to eat souls?
Yes, unfortunately, that is kind of what being a Devar entails. Yes.
Yeah, but you seem to be doing fine right
I'm
now.
not doing fine. I am starving. Have you ever worked all day and not been able to eat?
Yeah.
Now imagine that, but continuously over 20,000 years.
I'll be honest, buddy. Like I said, I'm not that smart. I can't really grasp that amount of time.
Oh, what about an adventure? Do you want an adventure, Learoth?
Yeah.
I could guide you on an adventure.
Yeah, but that I have no problem with. But what happens, when you get out? I don't want to be like one of them people in the storybooks who goes down for being the stupido who unleashed, this big bad peasant upon the world.
Okay, so I get it. You don't want any credit when I'm released, right?
Sounds like bad credit.
Yeah, I'll make sure that you get absolutely no credit, no praise, nothing at all. No one will ever know that it was you.
See, but I said the big bad, and then you agreed with that. You didn't try to deny it,
But I'm not
so
really a big bad. I mean, there are archdukes who are much stronger than I am.
yeah, but you still want to eat people's souls.
I just want to continue with a business. There were plenty of people who I helped out who were able to pay back what they owed. They still have their souls. They're relatively happy, as far as I remember. It's been a bit. They're probably dead now, but they lived out the rest of their lives without my interference. That counts for something, right?
Yeah, but you probably still made their lives really unpleasant while you were around.
You don't know that. You're being racist.
How?
Because you're assuming that just because I'm a diva, I made their lives a living hell.
First of all, I've known you and like your kind for the past 20 minutes now, so I don't really know what you do or what your kind does. I'm going specifically off of you, and not your race as a whole. Well, secondly, you eat souls.
Do you eat meat?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's kind of like that. You eat something that's living. I eat something that's living-ish.
No, because a soul and a person are two different things.
I'm well aware of that, but I'm trying to make a comparison here.
You probably also don't honor who you eat either. It's not a thing of respect. You see, for me, it is. I understand the life that had died in order to bring me the meal, and I respect that, and I offer them all the proper rights, whereas you probably just kind of ha 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 and eat the soul.
See, you're generalizing there. I don't actually laugh before I eat a soul. That's very unrefined and very immature among our kind.
Yeah, but you still don't respect the life that was given in order to give you that meal.
Well, technically, why should I respect somebody who was a deadbeat?
How do you know they were a deadbeat?
Because they didn't make their payments.
To you? But
Oh.
perhaps they had families and children, or just anyone who cared about them. If not, even if none of that was true, they still deserve, the common decency of at least being honored.
The pendant begins to rattle rhythmically, like. And what you can only assume is is Kershaw inside banging his head against the seal.
he'll kind of reach down and he'll pick up the seal and he'll just kind of hold it for a moment and like in between both of his hands and he'll say, "You need a hug?"
Yes!
He will hug the pendant again.
Learoth, I just need to get out of this seal. I can't take it anymore. I realize I did some bad things. I tried to kill that druid and his friends, okay, but they tried to stop me from finding my one true love.
Are you lying to me?
No! Well, roll your deception.
Is there like any kind of version of willpower in this game?
No.
Fuck. Fuck. Oh no!
He's telling the truth.
There's no way I can beat that. No.
I tried so hard to be good for this one true love of mine. Her name was Priscilla. All I wanted to do was remake her in my image so we could be happy together, and he wouldn't allow it.
I mean, did she want to be remaked in your image? That doesn't sound like it's very
She
pleasant.
wanted the power that I offered her as my consort.
Are you sure she didn't just love you for the power then?
I was willing to make the sacrifice, Laeroth. I'm very lonely as a Devar Lord.
But why don't you just make some friends that generally like you for you, and then you can get on with like the true love and stuff when you find someone instead of just falling for the first person that you find. Because I don't know, I've had to deal with a lot of friends. Now, granted, I've never dealt with it before, but just because they were lonely, they ended up getting in relationships with these people that they didn't even really care about and who didn't really care about them, but they were just lonely. And then after a time when that loneliness kind of went away because they were with that person, they realized, hey, I don't really like this person. And the cycle just continued over and over again. So
what you're saying is maybe you'd be willing to go on a quest with me to go find friends? Yes, I could learn. I could learn how to have more friends if I watch you.
I don't really have a lot of friends.
Well, let's go make some more. There's a whole vast world out there.
Yeah, and I'd be willing to do that, but I don't know what you're gonna do if you go out there and decide to, I don't know, like eat their souls or something, and then you kill them, and then you get out, and then you just like destroy the world.
Well, what we can do is I'll make a pact with you. I can't break a pact that I make now, can I?
Yeah, but I like my soul.
Okay, that's true. There's no way around that, is there? Well, how about this? We just make an agreement between the two of us. No pact involved, yes?
Yeah, but you can break an agreement. You can't break a pact.
Well, you're not willing to make a pact because it's a whole soul thing. Listen, Laeroth. Let's go out on a quest, and I'll learn how to make friends from watching you.
Yeah, but what if you're just kind of messing with me? I've had a lot of people that, do that kind of stuff.
I'm not messing with you, Laeroth. I just confessed to you about one of the greatest tragedies of my life. Now, me being a supposed demon lord, I mean, if I were to tell you such a thing, that'd be letting you into my confidence, making myself vulnerable just for you, and you're doubting me. How could you? Oh, first time in 20,000 years that I opened up and I'm met with this sort of just heartlessness.
I'm not heartless.
It feels like you are.
No.
No, trust me because I'm a J-Bar. You know what it's like to not be trusted by anyone when you have done all the heinous things that all of your brothers and sisters do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And all I want is to be able to go back to my stronghold and see my servants and my animals. And I want to get back to doing the things that I used to do, like helping people.
Like eating their souls.
We can talk about that. That's negotiable. I just can't stand being in this temple anymore. I can't stand being in this seal anymore.
Okay, so how about we make one of the packs then?
Okay, pack sounds good. Are you sure you want to make one, though? I wouldn't want to break your trust.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Well, mm, um, so what we'll do is, if we make this pact, we'll leave this place immediately, leave your village, and I'll make you a bit stronger in
Mm-mm.
return for carrying me around, and you'll instruct me on ways of making friends and being kind and nice and all those sort of things that you mortals do.
No. Okay. No. He'll just kind of lift up a finger and go, okay. So, I will... I'll take you around. I'll
Yeah.
carry you around.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be okay. You can't eat people's souls. Not entirely. Um, maybe if you just take a little bit here and there.
What about if we come across bad people, though?
Yeah, but you said you needed to eat 11 souls to get out, or have like 11 sacrifices or something to get out earlier, right?
Well, see, the thing is when you take the souls of someone who's already dying and or dead, it's very diminished. It's like trying to eat an entire cake but out of crumbs.
Okay. So you can have the souls of those that are about to die that we kill specifically. We can't just walk into like a sickly person's house and you just okay.
What if it's putting them out of their misery, though?
No,
Okay.
unless they agree to it.
Odd and morbid, but okay, I'm following. Let's go. Let's keep on going. What else?
I mean, he just kind of shrugs. There are some people out there, who understand they're getting old, so they just kind of wander out into the woods and they never return because they understand they're just putting a strain. But
No, I understand the idea of about, dying with dignity. That makes some sense. I was just saying it's kind of morbid. But
yeah,
let's just keep on going. We're getting a good dialogue going here. Let's keep going.
I thought our dialogue was good for the past. Like,
This is good too. This is what is it? Constructive dialogue. Yes.
okay. So there's that. And then, along with that, you don't eat their whole souls completely. You can take a little bit from everybody now and then, as long as it's an amount that would not harm them. Except for those who are dying or those who are willing. You can't you can't manipulate people into giving you their soul.
Technically, you're the only person that's able to hear me, so I couldn't do that even if I wanted to.
Oh, sweet. That makes things a lot easier.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, along with that, I'll carry you around and I'll see what I can do about finding one of those mages you were talking about. And all of this. Oh, and we will work together to get more friends and make you a little bit more personable.
Okay.
He kind of squints for a moment. Is that a word? I've just heard Finnick say that.
It's a word. It's a good word. Multiple syllables. You're doing a good job.
I don't really know what it means, but it has person in it, so I thought it was good.
It means that you're likable.
Oh. Cool.
That's something I could do. I could help you learn.
I'm really fine the way I am.
Oh, okay. Well, to each their own, I suppose.
Just kind of taps him on the forehead again.
Okay, I told you that's very loud in here.
Yeah, but you were being kind of mean.
I would just putting out there that a little bit of room for improvement is always good for everyone.
I suppose. Yeah.
I'll try and make sure that you have the basics down. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
And in exchange for all that, you'll be my friend.
Okay.
And when you get free, you will still be my friend, and you won't go on any big rampages, and you won't try to stab me in the back or any of our friends. You won't try to stab them in the back either. You won't try to go and demolish the world and, eat a whole bunch of souls.
I can't promise all of those things, but I can promise some of those things. I promise I won't hurt you, because we'll be friends, and I won't hurt any of our mutual friends if they get to know me. And I promise that I will not join any crusade held by the Dark Lady should she ever return.
You won't go on any immediate rampages when you get free?
Might hit up a brothel or two. Having a corporeal form would be very nice, and I'd like to be able to do some of the things I used to get up to.
Okay, well, those kind of rampages are fine. I mean, like, killing rampages.
If there's like a local assassins guild of really bad people, does that count?
No. Well, no, they're still people. You can't just kill them because of their job.
What about if they're like just a band of roving murderers that are just doing it for the fun of it?
Okay.
Okay, now we're working with.
But they actually have to be a roaming band of murderers. You just can't see somebody and then decide they're a roving band of murderers.
I promise I will not slay them unless I see them slay another being.
See, because at that point, then you could just, kill me if I ever slay anyone.
Yeah, I told you, you're going to be my friend, so therefore I can't slay you. It's part of the deal.
Yeah, but, I mean, just because somebody kills another person does not mean that they're always a murderer. It could be self-defense.
We'll make sure the semantics are ironed out, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So
I mean, we should probably iron them out now, though, because you're gonna, get my soul if I don't hold up to, my end of the deal.
Okay. Only bands of roving murderers who kill for fun.
Actual, real roving bands of murderers
Yes.
that kill for fun.
Yes.
It can't, and they kill humans.
Only
It can't be
humans?
just well, anything that is not considered a food animal.
Okay, so nothing that's a food animal. Gotcha.
Because, it can't just be a hunter just going around with his other hunter buddies and then you killing them because they're murderers of a sort.
I understand, yes. No, none of that. They have to be sentient creatures.
Hey, animals are sentient creatures.
Not in the same sense that we are, but in their own right. I mean,
Anything not considered a food animal.
okay, fine.
Nods. Quick question. Do you have a soul or a heart?
physically. I suppose I have a heart, soul. It's really more of a spirit or an aspect, really.
Yeah, but do you have, I don't know, I guess like that, I don't know what it's called, but you know that feeling that makes you want to do nice things and like spare people and stuff?
Well, tried that once, a long time ago. In order to do the right thing, we had to do something very bad.
Like what?
It's a very long story, and I don't necessarily want to tell it.
Why not?
I don't. We're becoming friends, but I don't quite, not quite ready to share that bit of information.
Why not?
It's a very intimate detail of my life.
Okay.
We'll get to it eventually, I promise, my dear boy, but not today.
Okay. Hmm.
So, let's see. You're plenty fast. Don't need to do anything there. You're pretty good at throwing things. So, what can we do to help you as part of my end of the bargain? I could make you smarter, but you seem to not want that. I can make you a little bit more hearty,
Yeah, like I said, I'm fine.
but a little bit more, a little bit better at fighting.
Hmm, I'm fine at fighting.
Hmm. Okay then.
Yeah, like I said, I'm fine.
What's so little in the world? But I suppose when things are simple, you're happy.
Mm-hmm. It's when it
Yeah.
gets complicated that it gets harder to understand.
Could help you there, but it's not what you want. So,
Everything's got its place.
so it does. So it does. Okay. So, if those terms are agreed among the two of us, then
Mm-hmm.
you have yourself a pact with the day of our Lord Kershaw giving his word that he will give.
Wait. My soul in exchange for all of this, right?
If you don't live up to your end of the bargain, yes.
Okay.
So there we go. Borrowing against your soul, you will agree to the terms that we have put forth. I will hold up to my end of the bargain, and we will follow them until such time as our agreement has been satisfied. Sound good to you?
Mm-hmm.
Well then, I would highly suggest you make your way down the road, because I can sense a group of fairly strong individuals that seem to be going in a direction that you want to go.
Huh?
Yes. Told you we need to leave immediately.
Oh, okay. Um, This is kind of awkward, though. See, 'cause I may or may not have made a deal to, like, bring you to someone else.
A deal with who?
I don't know. I didn't get their name.
What did they look like?
Like a Chinyama?
Okay, that narrows it down a little bit more. Hmm?
They had ears like mine,
Okay.
and only a wing.
We need to go. We need to go right now. We need to go right now.
Why?
She is a bad woman who will do bad things to me.
Oh, does she? Like what?
She will take me to a college of magi where they will dissect me and cut me into little pieces.
See, but in exchange, she was helping out one of my friends.
So what does your friend need helping with that she can provide? She's a very bad woman.
Getting out of the stocks.
He's much, much safer in the stockades than he is with her.
I mean, then if that's the case, then I should probably go tell him that since when I left, she was going to the stocks to help him break out.
We can't go anywhere near that woman. I am asking you, as your new friend, to please not go anywhere near her.
Yeah, but my friend, my other one, you could be friends with him.
She. Learoth, my boy, I beg of you. Please. Please do not go back to your village where she's at. Just go down the road. Please. I'm sure your friend will be fine. And when this is all through, once I'm free, I will make sure to look in on your friend and make sure they're well taken care of. How does that sound?
But what if he's not okay, though? What if she kills him out of spite?
Yes. Yes, I see your point. Maybe she won't?
But if she does?
If she does... If she does, I can bring him back.
Isn't that, like, bad, though?
It might upset the Morgul, but it's not bad per se. It upsets a little bit of the natural order, but mortals have been doing it far longer than the Devar ever have. We just a little bit better at it.
But what if he dies, though?
What is this friend of yours' name?
Kethic?
Okay, Kathy, let me see here. I'm going to divine whether or not he will be okay or not. Hold me up towards the sky, Laeroth.
Kind of awkwardly just holds him up to the sky.
Dividing through the fates and through the placement of the stars. Yes, I think he'll be just fine. In fact, I think he'll be better than fine. I think he'll be doing swell. Oops.
Oh, man.
The 15. Wow! Well, he's not. He is telling anything. He is saying anything he can to make sure that he is nowhere near that woman. He seems to be genuinely afraid, and so he is trying to make up something just to make sure that they don't go back to that village where she is.
So he'll lower the pendant down and just kind of look at him, and he'll give him the biggest puppy dog eyes, the biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes known to man. and just kind of say, I thought you were my friend.
I am your friend, Learoth, but I am very terrified of that woman.
But you lied to me.
Okay, my boy, I did lie to you, yes. I don't know if your friend is going to be okay or not. I would hope that the authorities of your village would not allow that to happen.
What else have you lied about?
Well, I don't have a Fey dragon. They've been extinct for a while now. Last one I had died about 2 years before I was sealed away.
You tried to lie to me.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, um, uh, uh, yes, yes, I did. But it was only because I am so very scared of that woman, that Fossy Foy. She's a demon hunter. She's very bad.
Okay.
She'll stop at nothing to destroy me. Which is why I'm pretty sure that she won't kill your friend.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So, we'll put this little incident behind us. We'll start anew, fresh in the morning. But I'm telling you right now that there are a group of travelers that you really, really should approach. Heading down the road.
And you know what? I will do that on the condition that you don't lie to me again, and I will not lie to you.
Deal.
Squint. You're not gonna lie to me again.
I promise to try. I can't guarantee that. You know as well as I do. I can't guarantee that.
We're friends.
We're friends.
Don't lie to each other.
I'm still learning how to be a better friend, remember?
And I just told you, friends don't lie to each other.
Okay.
I haven't lied to you.
Okay, like I said, I promise to try not to lie to you. If I feel like I need to lie to you, I will just be silent. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. Now, you'll want to head to the east, the Eastern Road. Make sure you get there quickly.
And he will, he'll head on over there.
All right. So you make your way down the, make your way through the woods, through the forest, back past the giant mushrooms, away from your village. And as you get to the east road, just about a minute after arriving, you start to hear the sound of heavy footsteps, and you see these large, two large horses, um, and you see a wagon being drawn behind them. You see look to be like two large predatory cats, likes of which you've never seen before, with riders on top of them. On the wagon, you see another rider. You see 3 people in total. These individuals going down the road together.
Oh, shit.
And go ahead and roll me your... I'm going to say roll your intelligence.
Oh, shit. Alright, I got a 10.
10?
Yeah.
You recognize, or you think that you recognize the one on the left, the one with the ears, the one that's obviously a Chinyama. You've heard stories and whatnot of, various free companies, sell swords, whatnot. You've heard about this group called Titan's Glaive, and they're one of the top monster hunting band of mercenaries. And there's a legendary Chinyama that works or is part of their ranks by the name of Dina Renu. And you're swearing that the one in the red sort of kimono-like robe with the sword at her hip is likely that woman.
And he'll just kind of awkwardly wave.
And she'll look up at you and she'll kind of like hold her hand out to the other 2, and they'll kind of stop and they'll look up at you. Hello, friend. Can we help you, or are you just greeting us as we pass by?
I was told that I should probably travel with you.
Interesting. Do you know where we're headed?
No.
Why don't you come down here? Talk to us, my boy.
Kind of flies over there.
And when you get up close, you can tell that she's about 6 foot tall. She hops off of her riding cat, and she'll look you up and down. You from the local village?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you want not to go back there? You want to travel with us?
It's not that I don't want to go back there. It's just I was told that it might be better if I were to travel with you guys.
See the woman on the other cat, she kind of narrows her eyes and she shows some teeth. And you can see that she has sharp incisors underneath those lips. And the human male, he'll kind of clear his throat as he hops off the wagon. He walks over to you. He's about a good 6.5 feet tall. And he'll look you over. What's your name, boy?
Laeroth.
Laeroth. Who told you that you should travel with us?
A friend.
A friend.
Yeah.
Why do you want to travel with us, Laeroth?
Because a friend told me that it might be best.
Might be best. And Dina looks at him, then looks at you, looks back at him. We could use someone to tend to the horses and the stalkers. And look down at you. You good with animals, boy?
Very much so.
Tend to these animals, you earn your keep and your passage.
Okay.
And he'll just pick you up. He'll grab you by the sides of your hips and just put you on top of the wagon.
He'll just kind of sit there and kind of tuck his wings, against his back.
And as he goes forward and hops back up on the cart, and Dina hops back on her stalker, her sawtooth stalker. Ugh. The other one, this elven-looking lady, brings her mount in up close. That way you're about 3 feet from her. She'll stare you coldly in the eye.
He'll just very, blankly look back over to her with the, just kind of a, not really scared look, but just kind of, it's just like a blank, curious almost kind of look.
I want to make something clear to you. Try anything funny. Try and steal. Try and attack any of us. Try to take off with one of our horses. Anything unsavory. And I'll skin you alive and hang you from a tree. You understand?
Yeah. I'm not a thief, though. And like I said, I'm pretty good with animals myself, so I wouldn't need to steal one. And I've got wings, so I wouldn't need a horse either. And I'm very content with what I have, so, I wouldn't steal anyway.
I hope that's the case then. And she'll sort of dig her heels into the sawtooth, and it will sort of patter on forwards at the front of the column. And I think there is a good place to end our little episode. So thank you for playing, and hopefully we'll get everyone else in real soon.